What's going on, guys? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Pegasus from the Wiseguys, and we're here to talk about Fire Kings as well as Diabellestar in a kind of a mashup video. That's the Fire King list. It's that list is crackheadish, and I'm not even done with it. Still working on it. I wanted to show off kind of a little bit what the sinful stuff can do, I guess, with it, but it's more so I wanted to talk about Fire King because Fire King is actually going to be back. And shout out to Phil, the homie that passed away a few years ago. This is his favorite deck, so I always got to lead off a shout out Phil, man. But really, the list is really interesting. Sanctuary of the Fire Kings literally is just more copies of Fire King Island, and just being able to activate it and just pop off and then have a quick effect to give you access to a new Exceed monster, Garunix Eternity, which is a really ignorant card that can be generically made by level 8s, which I like as well, and then benefit off of having more than one material. And if this card is XYZ summon, you get to destroy all their monsters, and then you get to detach materials from this card and then target one, spell a trap on the field and destroy it, which can be really stupid and really good against back row. So this is going to be generically good in like the danger decks with Grand Maju and Snorlax Turbo with the little girl Nimlaria stuff. I mean, that may be possible, who knows. It really is going to remain to be seen with a lot of that stuff, but because of so many of the cards being level 8, it just really should just start off with just a basic list. You don't need to play the old school Garunix. I'm just playing it. I guess you could play like Onslaught instead, or more Fire Kings, Circle of the Fire Kings. It's really up to you. Triple Prosperity, like it really is up to you what you want to play. You can make space for Imperms and Veilers and whatever else you want to play. But Ponix is the insane part of the deck because it literally is Sinister Serpent in fire form. I'll explain what I mean. Talking about the deck basically, guys, and getting down to it, normal summoning this card basically gives you access to a Spell at Trap, and that new Spell at Trap that I was talking about is Sanctuary of the Fire Kings. Sanctuary of the Fire Kings activates and then gives you Fire King Island on the field. You remember this in the Cosmo decks, in the Cosmo days. We still need some Cosmo support because we've been messing around with cards like this ever since. But anyways, and getting back to the point, you blow up the Ponix, which will, off of its own effect, get to come back to your hand in the standby phase. So it literally is Sinister Serpent. There's no difference, really. It's actually even better. From there, you get to special summon Fire King Garunix, the new one, Sacred Fire King Garunix, which make sure that you understand it works a lot like Gazelle's effect, I guess. And it's basically if your monsters that it's so weird to say that. If your monster or monsters that was originally fire is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card. And it's kind of in that same window kind of response as Gazelle. So I hope that kind of explains that well. But anyways, you get to blow up a Fire King inside of your deck. For this example, I wanted to show off Barong. Blowing up Barong triggers in your next standby phase. In the next standby phase, you get Ponix back to your hand. And then obviously the Barong triggers to put the avatar Kieran back in your hand, and that gives you the fodder to blow up to make the Kieran and then interrupt them basically on their turn, because whenever they go to do anything, you just drop this on them, and then basically after that, anytime that they would special during that turn, you pretty much blow them away and blow all their monsters away. And then obviously being able to break the board coming back in your turn is just really stupid, and actually really a cool card that fits perfectly into the new game, and it's not overpowered, but it's going to be enjoyed by people that enjoy Fire Kings. I really like this. I really like this support, and it's really basic. The deck's not hard to play, and then again, every single standby phase, you keep getting legendary Fire King Ponix back in your hand. Really stupid. Like really stupid. So it's like the baby version of the sacred one, and it just won't stop coming back. Really good support. Obviously starting off the same way, but this time with Barong in your hand, just in case you don't open that. Just wanted to show that you can still get to it. Dropping the same Sacred Fire King Garunix the same way, but this time blowing up in your deck, not the card that you don't have, the card that you don't have, which is Ponix, then blowing that up and then getting to basically in the standby phase, because remember Barong was already blown up off the Fire King Island. You're still going to get there. You're just getting there in the reverse fashion, putting the Kieran in your hand and putting the Ponix back in your hand, and then using the same fodder to summon Avatar Kieran on their turn, interrupting them the same way, blowing them up, and then from there kind of clearing their field out the same kind of way. So it's a really basic mid-range style of strategy, but it can mix in with some stuff which we'll get into in a second. I just wanted to show off what happens when you open up like one of the copies already and you're like, okay, what else can I search for? You can go into Sacred Immolation, which basically is more removal on your turn because you get to blow up the Exceed, which you'll see at the end of this combo. But basically from there it's the same combo, getting the Fire King Island and then getting to the Sacred, and then getting from there to blow up the Barong, and then set this, which is another interruption, which I really like. It's kind of like Tri-Brigade has Revolt. This card, this deck basically is getting this, which is another new card. Immolation is a nice touch for the new support. Again, the same thing, the following standby phase, getting to put the Kieran into your hand. That's pretty much the basic setup you want every single time. Then using that fodder to then summon out the Kieran and then summon out the Exceed because of the Sacred Sanctuary of the Fire Kings. Really, really basic setup. It's not hard. And then obviously this is the last interruption that you'll have as well. So off of 1 or 2 cards, this is not awful, guys. And it definitely will pull people that love this deck back into the game. Wanted to show just that it's not that hard to understand, but this helps you dodge targeting. You know, if you're playing against Striker and they're like Widow Anchor, you can be like Chain because you have the Kieran in your hand. You can blow the card up and then it will get to basically resolve, which from there you just absolutely go ballistic because then it's pretty much the same setup as you had before. Blowing up the Kieran this time and then special summon the Linux later in your turn. Pull back this time. You're going to pull back the Ponyx and then from there blow up the Baron, overlay, and hit them with the Exceed. This is the line of play every single time. Unless you're trying something crazy, which is like, can you mix in other stuff? And then I got pretty far and I'm still working on the deck list. I may like just do a whole video by itself. I just wanted to show like how crazy some of this stuff can go because blowing up the Raven allows you to keep setting. And it's not limited to once a turn. So if you want to play Ingen, if you want to play other cards besides Tensu, you can play some of the other fire formations and just go absolutely ballistic. And as well, you get to mix in some of the Tri-Brigade stuff, which I feel like is just absolutely stupid. And then obviously getting to have a Tensu as your setup and then add later on in the turn a Wolf Bark, normal summon the Wolf Bark as your second normal. Like you can just go all the way off and the synergy is off the charts. Getting to have this many fire formation spells and traps on the field and basically get to float with the Tiger King Exceed. It's like there's so much that I really would like to take my time. If I'm going to make a video, I'm going to take my time on that one. The bottom line, guys, I really, really like the support. So we're going to just get straight to that. I like the list. Again, it's really basic. It's not too hard to understand. Deck is straightforward. It's trying to set up the Exceed. It's trying to blow you out. And then it's trying to clear your board when it comes back to you off of the Exceed, having that ability. Ponyx giving you card advantage. And then really, really powerful effects. And the old school cards that you already like. And a card named Kieran that you can play. And I would like to mix in the mid-range engine like Diabellestar because it's just a great mid-range engine to just keep getting you solid advantage. And just guess who's a level 1 fire. It's absolutely ignorant. The other list, I'm not done with it. Obviously, again, this needs Dire Wolf. I actually wasn't done. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. What do you think about this Fire King support? I think it's really good. It might not be meta, but it's going to be really, really powerful rogue. And it has 1-card combos. So that may give it a chance to be meta. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Pegasus out. Arrivederci. Ciao, bello!